What would us poor women do without the man? Hedy Lamarr, you might know her, famous actress from back in the day. She should actually be the person credited with the invention of wireless communication. During the Second World War, Hedy worked closely with George Antheil to develop the idea of, quote, frequency hopping, which would have prevented the bugging of military radios. Unfortunately, the US Navy ignored her patent. That's a common theme you hear about these women inventors and these women who discovered things back in the day. That the companies refused to give them patents or ignored their patents. But they later, the US Navy later used her findings to develop new technologies. So they didn't want to give her credit, but they sure used her information. They sure used her discoveries. Years later, her patent was rediscovered by a researcher, which led to Lamarr finally receiving the Electronic Frontier Foundation Award shortly before her death in 2000. Awesome. Awesome. She got her credit 5 minutes before she died. Fantastic. Dr. Grace Murray Hopper created the first computer language compiler tools to program the Harvard Mark I computer, IBM's computer that was often used for World War II efforts. Though it's noted in history that John von Neumann initiated the computer's first program, Hopper is the one who invented the codes to program it. One of the programming languages she pioneered, COBOL, is widely used today. This is another one of the comments that I get a lot from men on TikTok. Oh, you're complaining about men. Well, while you're using the internet and a phone, you wouldn't be able to be complaining about men on the internet without using what we created. Oh, you did? But you couldn't have done that without Hedy Lamarr and her wireless communication and Dr. Grace Murray Hopper and her computer programming language. And, oh, how about Ada Lovelace, who invented the computer algorithm? In the mid-1800s, Ada Lovelace wrote the instructions for the first computer program. But it was mathematician and inventor Charles Babbage who is often credited for the work because he invented the actual engine. The computer algorithm, the thing that runs our lives today, was invented in the mid-1800s by a woman, Ada Lovelace. Imagine being alive in the mid-1800s, you dealing with supreme misogyny and patriarchy oppression. You can't do nothing, can't get a job, you can't do this. Well, for white women, let's be clear, because black women were forced to work. That's a topic for another day. But you were stuck in the house, couldn't do it, couldn't drive, all these things, but you were able to still, with the boot of patriarchy on your neck, invent the computer algorithm. That's some badass shit. The ENIAC programmers. The ENIAC, which stands for Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, was the first computer ever built. In 1946, 6 women programmed this electronic computer as part of a secret World War II project. Inventor John Mauchly is often the one who gets credit for it. 6 women programmed the very first computer. So when y'all are sitting here, men, telling women that, oh, what would we be doing without y'all? The real question is, what would y'all have done without us?